Hello everyone, Christopher Schaff here. All right, first let's take a look at our project objectives here. We are converting all our FX slides from the manufacturer to prepared slides for presentation. We're going to be using template slides. We're going to transfer all our materials to a single layer, scale and center the materials on the template slide, and giving them a little bit of an edge on our artboard, around our artboard, converting all the text to a 7 to 9 point Arial font, looking over our materials for transferring errors, glitches, things like that that could happen to our text, giving each slide a new D8000 number or D800 number that corresponds with our connecting Excel file, which our team is using to coordinate our efforts. Now, our FX slides are right here. They are pretty pixel heavy, as you can see, 4,000 to 6,000 kilobytes on average. Our template slides here. Let's take a look at our templates here. Right over here. Our template slides here vary from 165 centimeters to 40 centimeters tall with a consistent width of 115. Now let's take a look at our objectives here. We're going to have to keep our FX files here until we can correspond with our Excel file. This Excel file is used between team members to coordinate our efforts and ensure that we're not doing double work and that everyone is on the same page. Our Excel file will direct our new D800 numbers, which is one of our objectives here. We have our FX slides in column A and our D800 numbers in column B. Now, all of these D800 numbers have already been given. We would punch these in real quick, 100, 200 at a time, and ensure that as we're editing the art, we're also consistently adding the D800 numbers to make sure that there are no duplicates. Let's begin by grabbing some sample material. Now let's say I'm going to grab 23 here. 25 will be a good sample size. On average, we're doing about 50 a day, one at a time. I grab 23 here. I'm going to grab 2 more, but we're going to grab some connector slides as well. As you can see on the right here, they're much different than our other slides. They're actually a lot smaller design pieces, which is why we have multiple template slides. Let me grab 2 here just for a good sample variation. We're going to deal with different template sizes, and that's something that's going to be brought up, so we're going to have to be prepared for that as we streamline our work. Let's grab 2, a small one and a medium-sized one, just for a good variation. Perfect. Now, on average, we should be doing at least 50 a day on an 8-hour period, one at a time, clicking these files, cleaning them up by hand, and then transferring them over to their corresponding template. All right. While we're here, we have the Excel file up and everything. Let's grab our D800 numbers and transfer them over and rename our files. This ensures that the D800 number is transferred at the very beginning of the project and will stay consistent throughout the process. All right, we could do these one at a time, of course. Going to our Excel file, grabbing the text here, copying it over, renaming the file, as is the standard. Do another one here, 72 to Take a look at 72. Right, oh, here. Let's grab that number, Control C, paste that in there, and there we go. We have two D800 numbers, and our slides are ready to be edited. Now, we could do this one at a time for the rest of these, but let's streamline. We're going to use this little program here. Actually, one of my coworkers showed it to me called Bulk Rename Utility. So we're going to grab a folder here, find our files. Right here, here's our new D800 numbers, and the rest of these files are in numerical order, as is the Excel file. Now we're going to delete, or we're going to remove the slots here and bring all these files down to nothingness. As you can see, the green on the right side shows the new name, and we're going to start at the top with our new D800 number and go D80, and then the variation, I want it to add a prefix of D80, and then of course I want you to count as a suffix to that, starting at around 800, and there we go. Now, if 7001 XB is 800 even, we should be good. Let's look, and always, let's check our work, because if we do it right the first time, everything goes a lot smoother. Where are you? Chapter 7. Connector slides. We went too far. Right up here. There we go. All right. 7001 to 800. 8800. There we go. Perfect. Rename. All right. 23 files. All of them are in order. And there we go. 25 files in a set input folder ready for edit. Okay. They're in my alpha input folder. New D800 numbers. Check. All right, now let us begin. We have our Illustrator open. We're going to pull up our first file. As you can see, these files are pretty pixel heavy. They're accurate and great technical materials for our technicians to use. However, they are very, very heavy. I'm going to reset my actions panel here, and got one or two actions here. You know what? These are already made and complete and ready to go, but we're just going to delete these because we're just going to rebuild them right now. We'll make a new action. And now, as you can see, these FX files come with a different language. Some layers are locked, some are not, and they're on a variety of layers, a spectrum of colors. So we're going to start building our action. Now let's record our actions while we work. So as we're doing our work, Illustrator is recognizing each action that I do, and it's remembering it so I can use it for later. We're going to add Pixel Preview right here. Insert menu item. Pixel Preview changes the... let's see here. Not pulling up. Every time you open Illustrator, you gotta just look at your scripts, and then it remembers that they're there. It's very silly. All right, so let's call that again. Go to insert the menu item. Unlock all. Now I'm calling a script that I have made and put into Illustrator. It's an Illustrator script which runs within the program. Illustrator supports scripting and to streamline our work. Now I'm calling these. If we would like to have a special presentation on scripting, I would love to do that, but today is not that day. Scripting takes a long time, and it's a lot of advanced technical skill to do these successfully. All right, detailed understanding of action sequence events and Illustrator scripting is available upon request. Absolutely. Now let's continue here. We're going to... Now I have two scripts here that I'm using now. And I was using more, but I've combined them to two single scripts, which is unlocks all layers. It actually goes through each layer one by one and unlocks every layer. And then it grabs all the layers and merges them to one. I could explain in detail how exactly it does that process in Illustrator, but not today. All right, so we're going to just press play here, and boom, our slide. Just turn to Pixel Preview, which reduced intensity of the CPU processor. It has to work in order to process these files. We unlocked all our layers. We merged all our layers onto one layer as grouped them. We changed the color mode to RGB, and we selected all our materials. Now I'm going to scale this down to about 67%, which is around how the size of our largest template. That should be good for transferring our file ready to our new template. I'm going to select all our text here as well. We're going to switch that over real quick to Arial. Now, since it's already Arial, I'm going to have to pause recording, change the text to something else, press record, and change it back to Arial, which triggers Illustrator recognizing what did you change about the text. And then it recognizes, okay, you changed it to Arial, so then we will change it to Arial. Now, when we press play in any other situation, if it is Arial, it will already stay Arial. And that is something that Illustrator understands. So again, these are advanced tools that I'm using because I know my materials, I know my work, I know my programs. I know the ins and outs, and I know their intricacies and how they work. And this is why I'm able to put this material together. So we're going to select all the material. Let's continue. We're going to select all the material. Now that we've processed it and have it ready for transfer, I'm going to grab a stop here. I'm going to grab the copy because I want to select all, and then I want to copy it as well. So select all, Control C. Let's see. So let's take a look at our objectives, make sure we're good. Okay, gave them the new D800 numbers, converted to Arial font, scaled our slide, scaled and centered our material. We're doing that now, but we have to do that on our template slide. So let's get ready to jump onto our template slide. Now I'm going to go with the largest template slide, and we can scale our template slide comparatively to our artwork once our artwork is on the artboard. Problem with looking at our artwork now is I was guessing at what size template each piece of artwork was supposed to be on, because that was the standard. So we're going to start with our largest artboard, and we're going to make some streamlining alterations at the end of our process, which will alter the size of the artboard to our two different sizing artwork. We have some material I was playing with here. Let's just get rid of that real quick and empty our export folder, which is where we're going to want our material to end up. We're beginning in our input folder. We're ending in our export folder. We're going to look at our templates here. Now we're going to open up 165, the largest one. I want to open up that one. We'll just play with this one, and we can alter our artboard very quickly. So altering the size of it would actually be a lot easier than opening up all our different template sizes and kind of playing with each one, and then closing and opening and closing. All right, so now that we've copied, we're recording, we copied, we opened our template slide, we pasted, now we're aligning. Very good. We've aligned, we've centered. Our material was already scaled to about 67%, which is around the artboard sizes. Now we're going to save as. All of these actions are being recorded. In our export folder, I want you to save it, and let's look at it. Now that we've already renamed our D800 numbers, we can't go wrong. Just look at our top left, copy the exact same number, and save. Good, good. Okay. Perfect. All right. Great job, Illustrator. You are rocking and rolling. And we're going to close both of these files. Now it's also recording that I closed both of our files. Let's take a look here at our actions, and awesome, and stop recording. Cool. We just pre-edited an entire slide and prepared it on a template slide to complete our objectives. We're going to delete this. I know, delete it, right? What? We just did our work. Now let's press play here and recreate all our work in a matter of seconds. Open up our file, paste it. As you can see, my mouse is not moving. This is all Illustrator processing my work, recognizing what I want it to do. It's going to save it and close. Do you want to save the old slide, the FX slide? No. We're not worried about altering that. Ooh. Okay, we did our success. Good. We rebuilt our slide in a matter of seconds. Same exact thing we just did. Now let's go to the next slide. Let's do it again. All right, rock and roll. As you can see, my mouse sits still. The process is being done for me. Now again, these are very pixel heavy, very intense, as you can see, slides with thousands and thousands and thousands of pixels on them. They're pretty intense for the computer to handle. That's why putting it on pixel previews a good improvement. It reduces the amount of processing power your computer has to handle. Okay, it's saved over the previous one. Even though we edited D801, it still saved it as D800 automatically. Let's take a look here. Of course, our save as is automatic. Let's pause. I want you to toggle the dialog. I want you to ask me what I want you to save it as. I want you to ask me first, Illustrator. So let's try that again. We'll delete them. Okay, we'll start at our D800 again since our previous one was saved over. And let's start from the beginning. On your mark, get set, go. Now, because I clicked that dialog box, you're going to pause for me. Perfect. You're going to say, hey, hold on a second. What would you like to save this as? Now, of course, as we said before, just look at our top left, see the slide that we're editing, and save it as that slide. Okay. Close and close. All automatic. Now, let's open up our second slide, D801. All right, looking good. We got a weird slide with locked layers. Select it all. Scale. Copy. Open up our template. Paste it on. Align and align. Save that beautiful bugger. But wait, I want you to ask me what you would like me to save it as. Beautiful. Take a look at the top left here. D801. Beautiful. And continue. Close and close. All right, let's take a look. And success! 2 slides, pre-edited, ready to go. Now, on to streamlining the rest of our slides. We can go even faster than this. Let's take a look here. I'm going to add a few advanced concepts and theories that I have with actions within Illustrator. I would love to go into more detail and explain exactly how actions work and how we could utilize them. This is something that takes time and experience to just kind of learn and play with. I'm going to draw a few silly rectangles here. This is advanced tactics for batching. Now we're thinking about producing this in a maximum speed. I'm going to want my computer to run these slides again and again and again consistently very quickly. And because of that, I want the computer to kind of pace itself. So I want you to do a few menial tasks like creating a rectangle, deleting it, to pace yourself so that my processor can handle everything that I'm asking it smoothly. Not that it can't handle it smoothly, which is what we all enjoy. So I'm putting in a few menial tasks here. I'm also going to have it to create one, copy it, paste it, and then clear it to help clear our paste bin. If you're copying and Control C and then Control V, all these very, very heavy slides, your computer has a clipboard that saves those copy pastes. Your clipboard can get really heavy and bog down your memory if you're doing it too much too fast and you're not clearing your clipboard. So we're allowing our Illustrator to clear the clipboard in the middle of the process. Now let's go down here to batch. Now, Illustrator, not only do I want you to play this entire process and stop when I want to save it, but I want you to grab this entire folder, our alpha input folder, which has all our slides, our FX slides, and I want you to edit all these files, and I want you to place all of them, once you're done, in the Z export folder. Stop for any errors, of course, and begin. Now, again, look at these. As you can see, these two connector slides are pretty small. Oh, let's see. We're at 802. No, that's not right. We have two slides open. Ah, yes, right here. D8908. There we go. We have two slides open because we began our batch with one slide already open. So we're going to close that real quick. Save, yes. We'll close that over there. No biggie. Now again, these connectors, give these connector slides their smaller artboards after the batch process is complete. For now, we're just putting them on their template. Again, of course, save it as our new number right here in our top left. That's why we renamed these slides, so that throughout this entire process, we could not go wrong. We already have our due D800 on the screen from the very beginning. And continue. As you can see throughout this entire process, most of the time, my mouse is not moving. This is Illustrator working for me at a very, very quick pace, as fast as the computer can go. Now again, as we're pasting onto this new artboard, it's not pasting in a pixel preview mode. It's pasting accurately every single pixel. As you can see there, it's just a rat's nest of pixel points, which is a lot of mathematical coordination, especially when we're scaling, sliding things, aligning things, etc. Number right there at 22, and continue. So there is a way that we could streamline this a little bit better. Let's try a few more slides and see how smooth she runs. Magnificent. Gives my fingers a rest. You know what I mean? Oh, great job. All right, and our number 21 at the top left there. Just retype that. Good. And go. Save the old file. Nope. We don't need to save alterations to our old file. Now, every time we're doing this automatically, Illustrator often creates an EPS file just by standards. That's just something that Illustrator does. So when you see the EPS trigger there at the very end of each file, it's just creating an extra EPS file. We don't need those. We can get rid of those afterwards. It's just something that Illustrator does. And that's okay. As long as we have our AI files, which is what we're going for. Continue. Heavy files. It's good though. It's good that we're cleaning them up. It's good that Illustrator can support this. I'm liking this a lot. Looking good. Look at that, pasting it. Oh, it's a heavy file. It's a heavy file. We got to appreciate that. It's a very heavy file. Oof. So many coordinate points. Just thousands and thousands and thousands of just mathematical formulas of just scaling and aligning. Oh, it's great, but my goodness. All right, next number 19. Look at that. Fluid. Look at all our slides. Continue. Now I can pause this at any time. Just say, hey, pause. Stop it here. We can easily pause our batch and tweak our action. Now, I'm going to go up here and copy this pixel preview and drag it down a little bit. Throw that on there. As soon as we open up our template, I want you to switch that template file to pixel preview. And I want you to do all the processes behind the screen, not on the screen, which is a lot easier on the processor. And at the very end, I want you to switch back to the normal view, unpixel preview, and save the file. We're going to get rid of our little EPS files that are created, our little extras. As you can see, boom, magnificent. 8 files, clean. Actually, 6 files batched and 2 files done in a single. Looking good. All right, so since we already did some of these files, and I want you to do the whole folder, Illustrator, we're going to get rid of these FX files that were already completed. Yeah, right there, 19. Very good. All right, so Illustrator, I want you to do the rest of this folder. Batch. I want you to go to the alpha folder, put it in the export folder, and go. We're going to close that old file over there on the side so we don't have multiple files open. Let this run quick. See how smooth she runs first. Oh, so much smoother. That's great. Looking good. D18 here. Save. And close this old one that we had open while we were tweaking. There we go. Perfect. And continue. Let's see her run nice and smooth. Oh, perfect. So smooth. So much smoother. Very easy on the computer. Looks great. Illustrator, rocking and rolling, doing my work. Working smarter, not harder, guys. Working smarter, not harder. I love it. Oh, look at it go. Stop and pause. Ask me what you want me to save it as. I'm going to tell you and let you continue. Now I'm going to let this run, guys. I'm not going to tuck your ear off. We're going to let this run to the finish. Now, if you guys would like to continue to see the rest of these files finish up, that's fine. I'm recording this entire process for that exact reason. So enjoy, and we will continue as soon as they're done. All right, D802 here, coming up at the very end. 02. All right, magnificent. And 25 AI files, pre-edited, done in a matter of 15 to 20 minutes. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's get rid of these silly EPS files that are extras. All right, 25 looking good files. We are ready for review, ready for export on our template slides. Now let's review these slides and finalize them for export, as is our project objective. Looks good, looks good. Transfer looks good. The text looks in place. Now again, this text is built within very tight boxes, we can't edit the text too much. These are very particular materials. So our goal is to transfer these files, prepare them as best we can to be put into finalized material. Let's take a look at our objectives here. All right, we applied our new D800. Let's see, transferring file to corresponding template slide. Check. Transferring all materials to a single layer. Check, as did our script. Take care of that. 3 millimeters of spacing on our side looks good. Centered our material. Looking over our material for any errors, any glitches, anything if we lost some text, if it got pushed to the side. Looks great, looks great. And apply our new D800 number to the new slide. As we have our new D800 number, as we renamed it at the very beginning, we can't go wrong. Let's just scroll down to the bottom of our template here and apply our new D800 number. Review looks good. Let's streamline some export. We have 3 different files that we want to create as our export folder. We have supporting AI file, supporting EPS file, and our finalized JPEGs, which will be used in production. Now, since these files are already on our AI files, we already have one of their slides complete. Now, we did edit the slide, so we're going to need to save it. And as we're recording, let's just save, not save as, let's save first. To save the AI file, recorded. Let's save as now, as an EPS file. Use artboard, of course, and turn it to opaque background. Okay. Save. Now they both say save as. One is save and one is save as. So now we have an AI, an EPS, and we will export as a JPEG. Use artboard, of course, in our export folder. We want CMYK 300 PPI, perfect. And there's our 3 export variations. If we look in our folder here, we've got our files. Success. Again, every time we save an AI file, we get an extra EPS. We can just delete that extra -01 out of there. All right, there's our updated AI file, updated EPS, and JPEG. Let's try it again. 801. Let's change our D800 number on the slide. We're going to run our action on export, but first, let's review real quick. Again, a heavy, heavy file here. Pretty pixel heavy. Come on now. As you can see, those pixels are pretty intense. So doing this by hand really, really slows you down because of the pixel heavy material. This is what caused main concerns in our slow production time. Actions ready, press play, and watch Illustrator work. saving our file, creating EPS, creating JPEG, and there we go. Delete our extra 01. We have our JPEG, our EPS file, and of course our AI file, updated and ready to roll. Check, check, and check. All right, now what about the different artboard sizes that we were talking about earlier? Those connector slides are perfect examples of those. All right, let's take a look here. Yes, this template is much, much too large. Let's take a look at our templates here. We have a 115 width to a varying height from 40 to 165. I'm going to use Pultover Macro Creator, which is a free open source program, to streamline this process. Of course, I have some pre-built macros here that streamlined this process for me way back months ago, and we're going to use the exact same process, unaltered, and see if they work. As you can see, each one has the different artboard size and an action sequence, which tells the computer exactly what I want it to do. I set each one to a hotkey on my numpad. I'm going to activate the macros and did not find the image it was looking for. Let's take a look here and review. Sometimes you just got to open it up for it to remember where it is. I want you to go here and search for this icon. Can you do that, dear friend? Apply. Okay. Let's try that one more time. Hotkey is numpad 5. Let's set it to 140. Beautiful. Beautiful. I did not touch anything. That was my computer pressing key commands on my keyboard for me. Changed it to 140 artboard size. Perfect. This is how quick we can edit here. Let's make it much smaller. 70. Key commands. All right. Grab this out and delete those. So now I want you to change the artboard just to 70. Same key command. Here we go. 70. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. Magnificent. We'll grab up our little D800 number here, and boom, our connector slide has a proper artboard size and is ready to roll for export. Let's edit our new D800 number, 908, and use our action sequence, our export action sequence that we already made prior, and make an AI, make an EPS, make a JPEG. Success. There's our AI. There's our EPS. Delete that extra one. There's our EPS. And here is our JPEG ready for production. Magnificent work. And that is how we streamlined 25 slides, edited and completed in 1 hour. I hope you guys enjoyed my work. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys learned something. I hope I taught you something. And as always, cxeH, smooth creativity. Much love. Catch you later.